Sugar, it's not what we want. Coconut, we don't want that either. Icing sugar. Hi guys, the sun's shining and it's time to bake because Paddy's at work again. Hey. A couple of weeks back I got a request to make some cinnamon bun inspired brownies, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So to start with, we need to preheat our oven to 350 Fahrenheit, which is 200 degrees Celsius. So that's on. And you're going to need an 8" by 8" brownie pan, which we are going to line, which is always a fun thing to do, especially when you forget the scissors. I am back with scissors. As we all know from my misadventures in this kitchen, this baking paper is rubbish, but hopefully, fingers crossed, if I double layer it, it should survive. So we need some baking spray. You can get this all over in the UK now. Just give it a quick spritz. This is just going to make the paper stick, and then I am going to spray the paper as well. I'll just stop your brownie from sticking. So I'm real messy. I don't go like. You could draw around this to get it really neat, but there's no need to. I'm just going to stick it in. Like I said, I'm going to double layer it because I don't quite trust this baking paper, and it also isn't quite wide enough. So I'm going to spray again, just to make it stick. And then I'm going to go this way across as well. So I'm just going to push it in and pull the sides up. Really doesn't matter how messy it is. I'm going to cut some of the excess off because this burns. I don't want it to burn in the oven. If you're bothered about your corners, you can just put a little nick in the paper, it'll fold the corners in nicely. I might do that now. Actually, I'm not even going to bother because it's brownie and it gets messy anyway. So if you wanted to, you can just literally split the corner and then just wrap it round. Just gives you a little bit of a neater corner. If the paper's folding up, just spray a bit more oil on and it'll sort itself out. So just cut your corner. It's not an exact art, as you can tell. There we go. So I'm going to give this a good spray because I know it sticks like mad. Brownie's gooey anyway, so you need to be able to peel it off, basically, at the end. Right, so that's our prepared tray. Messy, but don't matter, it does the job. Right, so that's that. I've lovingly pre-prepared my ingredients. So in this bowl, I've got 1 cup of brown sugar, to which I'm going to add half a cup of melted butter. I've MacGyvered it again. It's all going to go in. It's going to splash me in the face. That was nice. It's a good job it's not red hot. To this, I am going to add an egg and 1½ teaspoons of vanilla, or possibly 2 because it's not very good. As said on all of my videos, if you can shell out for vanilla bean paste, do it because it's way nicer than this stuff. So I'm just going to give that a beat up. Brownies are dead easy. You basically throw everything in a bowl, mix it all together and then stick it in a pan. Cook it till it's nice and gooey in the middle. So this isn't technically a brownie because it's got no chocolate in it, it's a blondie. But it's still yummy. Give this a good whisk. Oh, even. So there you go, that's all coming together nicely. And then to this I'm going to add a cup of flour with 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to whip all that together. And that is your basic brownie mix. So because this is cinnamon bun brownie, it wouldn't be cinnamon bun without the cinnamon. So what we're going to make, when I start making a mess, is a cinnamon sugar that we're going to drizzle over the top and then fork it through so that it goes in swirls and it's more like a cinnamon bun. Alright, it's coming together nicely. So that's our core brownie mix. which I'm then going to pour into my pan. So brownie generally you don't make too thick because you want it to be nice and soft in the middle. And it'll take absolutely hours to cook if it's too thick. So that doesn't look like it'll spread across this whole pan, but it should. I'm just going to use my spatula to push it into the corners. Try and get a nice even coat. And then on top of this we're going to go in with our cinnamon sugar mix, which I'll show you how to make now. So you're going to want some more of that lovely brown sugar. So that's 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Add to that a teaspoon of cinnamon. That will give us that nice cinnamon flavour. And to this we want a tablespoon of melted butter. So as I've already told you, I don't have half my stuff out here, so I've got a bowl of hot water with a little bowl on the top, and I'm going to melt my butter in that. Okay, so my butter's nice and melted, and I'm going to add it to my 1/4 cup of sugar, a teaspoon of cinnamon, because they are cinnamon roll blondies, and then this is a tablespoon of melted butter. So we're going to mix all this together, and then we drizzle it on top of our lovely brownie mixture, blondie mixture. I've got to soften some butter up for the next part of the recipe, so I'm just going to shove that in there and let it soften up a bit. Right, spoon. So let's mix all this together. Some nice cinnamon bun action going on. So this is the only cinnamon in the whole recipe, but hopefully it's strong enough to carry the flavour through. It smells strong enough. It smells lovely. Cinnamon buns aren't really something that we get much in the UK, but I know they're quite popular in America and obviously in mainland Europe. I've had them several times. They are yummy. So unfortunately I can't eat these today since I'm on a diet, but when Paddy gets in from work we'll make him taste test, and I'm sure he'll go down a treat with his workmates tomorrow. Right, so we're going to drop, it's quite thick, but we're going to drop spoonfuls on top of our mixture, and then I'm going to get a knife and I'm going to run it through with a knife. So I've got my knife. I'm going to then run through, or not, maybe better with a fork. But I haven't got one, so I'll have to use a spoon. Basically it just needs to be moved into the mixture a bit, so it doesn't really matter what implement you choose to use, as long as it's kind of swirled in. Which is harder than it sounds actually. Make sure then when you do this your butter is mega soft. I don't know if I took my butter far enough. And I also packed the sugar, so I maybe use a little bit too much. It's meant to be a bit messy anyway, so it's fine. It's just to get all that nice cinnamon flavour right throughout, and to give it a bit of a look of a cinnamon bun. It's more like peanut butter in a minute. Right. So, one thing I need to say to you is I got the temperature wrong on the oven. I thought 200 was a bit high. It's 180 degrees Celsius. Or if you've got a fan oven, I'll drop it down to 160 so it doesn't burn. So, it's my brownie mix all done. I have swirled in my cinnamon mix on the top, and I am now going to put it in the oven for about 23 to 25 minutes. I'm going to keep checking on it because I want a little bit of jiggle in the middle. It's always nice when you get a soft brownie. So my blondie is out of the oven and smelling beautiful. That's what it looks like. I'm going to leave it to cool completely, and I'm going to leave it in the tin for now because I don't trust the baking paper to not fall apart when I take it out. And while that's cooling down, we need to make the cream cheese topping. So in a bowl I've got cream cheese and butter. I'll put the exact measurements down below because I've forgotten how much goes of which. And to this I'm going to add some vanilla essence and 2 cups of icing sugar, and then we're going to whiz the arse out of it, and then I'm going to leave it probably in the fridge to stay cool before I whip it again before I put it on the top. So I'm just guessing these now. a little drop of vanilla essence. Use vanilla bean paste again. I've got it because it's way nicer. And I'm going to use my hand mixer because I won't be able to get this fluffy enough by hand. So I'm going to mix the butter and the cream cheese at first before I add my icing sugar so that it doesn't go absolutely everywhere. Fingers in ears. Whipping nicely, and then to that I'm going to add 2 cups of icing sugar or powdered sugar. Depends what part of the world you're from. Where are you, icing sugar? Caster sugar, it's not what we want. Coconut, we don't want that either. Icing sugar. So we want 2 cups of icing sugar. We're going to add 1 at a time just in case it's a bit too dry. And if it's too loose, you could just add more. You want it a nice kind of spreadable consistency, I would have thought for this. So that's 1 cup. It's going to go everywhere, it always does. Yeah, it's all good. As you can see, it's coming together nicely. I'm going to add a little bit more icing sugar, but I'm not going to go in with a full cup because I think that'll be too dry. Probably just gone maybe half a cup there. The laptop, shouldn't have put that so close to all the icing sugar. Close that. And I'm going to leave that to one side while my brownie cools. So it's finally cooled. This is the brownie. I think I may have cooked it for a little bit too long with it being so thin. It smells absolutely divine. I'm not normally a huge fan of cinnamon, but I think I might have to try this despite the fact that I'm on a diet. So in here we've got our cream cheese, butter, icing sugar and vanilla all beaten up. I'm going to drop that on the top of there because it wouldn't be a cinnamon bun if it didn't have ridiculous amounts of icing on it. Let's just make it nice. What I might do is make some little like rose circular shapes like you would get on the top of a cinnamon bun. And then what I'm going to do, I've just mixed some icing sugar and some cinnamon in there. I'm just going to dust them over the top just so people know what's in it. And then we're all done. Even this stuff's lovely. Oh, we've got a bit more in there. Let's go a bit thicker, should we? Why not, eh? I think what I would suggest doing is double the recipe, make it really thick. You'd obviously have to cook it for a lot longer, but I think it'd be really nice because this is really thin. Right, so I'm going to use this tip of a knife and I'm just going to do some little swirlies, which should get picked up by the icing sugar and cinnamon to make it look a little cinnamon rolly. Swirlies. They're all different shapes, they should be uniform really, but hey ho. So I've got icing sugar and cinnamon and I've got my little sieve. So we're just going to have a bit of a sift over the top, just so you get that whack of cinnamon. As soon as you get it in your mouth then you know what you're looking for. So there you go, it smells beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to taste a piece. Even though I shouldn't. Chop some up. We'll have that little tiny bit off the corner. It smells absolutely gorgeous, this Blondie mix. There you go. And it doesn't disappoint. Beautiful. So, if you've got any suggestions for things for me to make in the future, drop me a line on the Facebook page, on my Facebook page, which is Swirl Fancies, or on YouTube, and I'll see what I can do. Bye for now.